Hello and welcome to another edition of Temporary Australians. I'm Jonesy.
And I'm Hirsty.
Coming up on the show this week,
we go down to Melbourne and check out Ducati City.
and this is what else is coming up on the show.
We check out the Perth Tattoo Show and find out why Swann's back supporting motorcycle racing. We say farewell to Animal from King's Cross Bikers and discover a fierce competitor in top fuel drag racing. We go on a brilliant trike ride on the New South Wales Central Coast, and Jonesy discovers Irena's place. We're over here in Perth for the Tattoo Expo, and we've got some local bikers from the Hog chapter here at Fraser's to take us in for the ride. Matt, I'm expecting a big crowd this weekend.
Yeah, mate, for Perth it's a great crowd. So it's around 10,000 we're hoping for, and pretty much shows that appeal of tattoos is so wide now. I think you guys have been walking around, you see there's girls and guys of all walks of life getting tattoos these days. So yeah, I think that adds to that element of the size of it.
You've even got Seth Onslow, who's Krusty Demon here.
All the way from America. Started freestyle motocross. He's tattooing in this building.
Now, Seth has been involved with you. Is he part of the business?
Well, he's not part of the business. He's sort of just coming in, you know, a bit of a celebrity, getting everyone involved and interested, really.
Well, I hope you're feeding better than your boss, mate.
Yeah, no, he's doing all right. He won't eat for another couple of weeks.
Yeah, it's a fantastic environment. They can see people doing great tattoos. There's all the car displays, the bike displays, there's the entertainment. So it's a great day out.
I did notice amongst the crowd there's obviously a strong biker contingent that come along here, because the motorcycle scene and tattooing has really been linked for a long, long time. And we're at National Hog Rally this year in Cairns, and they had their own tattoo competition.
Yeah.
So it's pretty common these days for people to be very proud of what their body art is and show it around. And I guess that goes back to what you're saying, that it's becoming very mainstream and very accepted. It's good to see a motorcycle presence. What's Fraser's doing here?
We're actually part of the sponsorship of the show for this year. We've followed the tattoo show around Perth, and I guess it goes with the culture of the bikes, Harley Davidson's tattoos and people riding bikes, and we put a lot of support into the show, like I say, and it's good exposure for us as well. It's part of the industry. We've got some great cafe races down here as well on display, some of the vintage cars, and I think that whole sort of 60s theme with the bikes all mixed into one. So Harley Davidson fits the bill with the tattoo show. It goes hand in hand.
What's been public reaction to your display?
We've had a good reaction down here. We're not trying to push the sales or anything, but we're here to promote the product at the end of the day.
Bear, is it good to see motorbikes at the Tattoo Expo?
Excellent, mate, excellent. Especially the old ones, I love them.
What about the world's fastest postie bike? Is that impressive?
It's good, isn't it?
What did you think of the show?
Yeah, I thought it was a really good outline of designers and different styles of tattooing that's available. So it was good for me to see sort of what's out there, and I'm a clean skin, but it's good to be able to see how artwork translates onto skin.
Good to see those bikes that were there too, the cafe races and the Harley.
Yeah, always nice. Absolutely love the cars that were there as well. The artwork on those is just outstanding. So they're just beautiful.
The tattoo competitions are one of the main elements of the show. Smattered throughout the weekends is the tattoo comp. So it's a number of different categories. You've got like large, grey, male, female, obviously tattoo of the day. And so a lot of people want to come off and show their latest piece of ink and get judged by the best judges in Australia. And it's quite a prestige to win either artist of the show or to win a category in any of those things at a tattoo convention. So it's very important for the artists from that perspective, and also the people getting the ink done.
Now tell us about the ladies in ink competition.
Okay, basically we had 16 girls go up on stage, get judged on what we wore, what our tattoos were, and yeah, we got up in a bikini and showed our stuff.
Have you done it before?
Never, first time around.
So was that a bit daunting, having to stand up like that?
Very much so, being a single mum of an 8-year-old, getting up on stage, very much. Yeah, but I give myself a pat on the back.
It's quite remarkable just how big they've got. Obviously, there's a lot of artists out there, but there's a lot of demand in the general public, and obviously they're going to keep coming.
Well, you can hear the guns going. I mean, you've only got to talk to some of the artists. They are booked out all weekend, a lot of the time even before the show opens. So people will find out they're coming to the show and they'll be like, right, I want to come and get my tattoo done. So that's good for business though. These guys run a business and that's good for them. So, there is a lot of demand, and, you know, as long as there's demand, we'll keep doing them.
It's no surprise that, you know, customers and people that are purchasing, you know, insurance products and the like are starting to do so via the internet. So we saw it as a complementing strategy to our dealer business to enter back into the direct space.
Okay, what sort of events are you looking at being involved with in the next few years?
We've got a couple of sponsorships on the go at the moment. So we're the key insurance sponsor of the MotoGP, and we have been for a number of years now. We're also a sponsor of the MX Nationals.
I understand there's a young rider that comes out of bike business in Sydney that you're supporting financially?
Yeah, look, there's a small sponsorship with Swann. We saw him a couple of weeks ago down at the Phillip Island over the MotoGP weekend, and I believe he won in his class, so it was good to see him get up on the weekend.
Well, it sounds like Australia has got a lot of young riders who are climbing the ladder and could quite easily make it in the world circuit.
Swann Insurance had a very strong relationship with Casey Stoner, and he comes along to our annual event down at the MotoGP. And one of the things that he said this year was you know, Swann was his one and only Australian sponsor, and he supports us by turning up to these events and returning the favour in that way.
How important is it to have sponsors like Swann Insurance back in this sort of series?
You and I are old enough to remember it, but Swann was a major sponsor of motorcycle racing 25 odd years ago, and that was the biggest race series in Australia, was the Swann series. And so to have them come back and show some faith in our series and actually come in and take naming rights was a great thing.
It's good to see, you know, that name back involved with motorcycle racing. It's been a long time since they've been involved, since Swann series of yesteryear. So I think it's really great for Swann to show their hand again.
I'll try it.
Everywhere he goes, everyone knew him. It was just, like I said, just that known face, and everyone just took it for granted he was going to be there.
Pick ribbon ride, mate. That was one of Animal's favourite rides.
Oh, most definitely. As far as supporting other clubs and that, this is definitely one of his most favourite.
He had a history of supporting other clubs and their charity work.
Well, it works both ways. You know, we support them, they support us. At the end of the day, it's just bikers doing what bikers do.
I do have warm memories of Animal coming on our remembrance rides and on the Bikers Australia blanket run, and then to the launch of Homeless Persons Week and protest rides. It just goes on.
Mate, if there was a lot of bikes involved, he'd try to be there.
My most favourite memory of your toy run is standing below the balcony at his address and then suddenly being hit with a soft toy.
It's become a tradition now. You could always tell who was first, who was their first toy run, because they'd park the bikes directly under the balcony, and of course we're not going to tell them because it's just too much fun watching them all of a sudden getting bombarded by these teddy bears and stuff. We're going to be doing the same this year. Going to Sacred Heart and St Vincent's Hospital, where we deliver the presents, is going to be a little hard on a lot of people, but at the end of the day, they've done an absolute wonderful job with the old man, and we just want to go and pay our respects to them for that as well.
What's been the community reaction up the cross to his passing?
Shock, despair, you name it. Look, the guy left a huge hole pretty much everywhere he went, the cross in particular, because everyone just expects to see him there, and all of a sudden you rock up, there's no trike. The seat he's normally in is empty, and it's a hell of a void. But you know, we keep going, keep the legacy alive, and keep King's Cross Bikers the way he wanted it. You know, helping those less fortunate, and that's what we'll do.
So the blankets help?
Yeah, of course they do. Yeah. Bloody hell, it gives them something to cover over them. Even though we're like a poncho, they're still got a blanket. You know? Poor buggers.
We're a three-time Australian champion. We're a current national record holder. We've run 6.04 seconds at 241 mile an hour, which is about 390 kilometres per hour.
Now tell us about your bike.
It's basically 500 kilos. It's 5 metres long. It burns 20 litres of nitro on a pass, so in 6 seconds. 1500cc, similar to an old Kawasaki 900, twin cam, 2 valve per cylinder. Makes 1500 horsepower at the rear tyre. It's injected, supercharged. Yeah, it's a weapon. We're trying to get into the 5 second, be the first guys in the 5 second bracket in Australia. We've run a number of 6.0s, but we're just not quite there yet, so we've still got a bit of work to do. Well, this is actually a bike we built after having an accident in Sydney.
Tell us about the crash.
I hit a bump on the finish line. We're doing 370 Ks and slapped my hand on the handlebars when I hit the bump just as I was going for the back brake. And once my fingers came up, it's like putting your hand out the window of a car doing this, except multiplied by 4. So as soon as my hand came up, it just tore me off the bike, and the bike kept going through the safety net, through the sand trap, and halfway to Penrith, basically. And I tumbled down the road and got pretty beaten up in the process and ended up in hospital. Number of operations since, and here we are.
I must have an incredible love for the sport to just keep backing up after some of those hiccups.
Yeah, I think it's life in general. You know, you got to get up and dust yourself off and keep trying.
Well, it's been put to me that the drag racing side of things is really like a big family.
We'll always give each other everything we've got in our toolbox, you know, our pit. We'll do anything to get everyone out to run. When we get to the line, we give each other nothing because, you know, we're fierce competitors once it comes to racing. But away from racing, you know, we do what we can to help each other. So it's a good big family.
Do you ever wonder what the ever-growing number of trike riders get up to when they go on a day ride? Well, we thought we'd find out, so we went up to Trike on the Central Coast of New South Wales and joined in for the day. Trike seem to be very popular these days on the Central Coast.
Yeah, we see more and more trikes around. You know, nice weekends, spring coming up, and everybody gets back on their trike and enjoys the ride, yeah.
Well, we'd kind of like to see what you guys get up to when you go on a day trip. Where are you taking us?
Well, we're doing a really nice trip today up Kulnura, Wollombi, and then Broke. We all have been there once before, Broke.
You do this very often?
We try to pick different rides, different locations, different things. It's a good social side of it, and you will see it. It's what triking and motorcycling is about in our what is in our backyard.
What did you think of that ride?
Very nice. Nice and warm in a few spots, cold in others, but very nice, enjoyable ride.
Seems like a pretty popular ride for motorcycles.
It is, yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of police waiting for them.
Yeah, good windy corners. It's a good smooth road now. It used to be worse years ago, but a lot better now.
Well, I remember going on it when it was dirt, and I presume the smoother bits are where they tarred it.
Yes, most definitely.
Now, I noticed at Kulnura there were a lot of bikes at that petrol station.
Petrol station and coffee stop, yes, there's quite a few there.
So you'd recommend these roads for anyone?
Yeah, anyone at all, yeah, but just drive carefully.
Is that the first time you've done the ride from Kulnura to Wollombi?
No, we've done it a few times actually. I think the first time I came out here was when we first got our trike, and my husband and I used to take turns riding. He'd sit on the back and be very comfortable there. I remember coming out here the first time trying to ride his trike with the gear changes around those curves, which was a little bit difficult.
So how did you find it riding today?
Oh, excellent ride today, because this is a little automatic anyway, so it's just like driving a car. It's fully imported, it's a little Boom 500, which I bought from Johan at Trikes. No, it's just a delight to ride. Very easy, very light, corners beautifully, yep. Can't ask for anything more.
How long have you been riding trike?
Probably over 10 years. I've had this one for 3 years.
And how long have you had your husband on the back?
He doesn't do it very often, but he doesn't mind, I must admit.
Yeah. You know, I really should buy a new jacket, but I can't. This one holds so many memories, like Captain Thunderbolt's Way or Taxi in Sydney. I can't throw this jacket out. It's like one of my children. I need to get it fixed. It's a good thing I'm outside Irena's place. Who's Irena? Oh, you gotta come and meet her. She's great. Irena! You know, don't be like that. I've come to fix my jacket.
Well, take it off.
Well,
Take it off. Let's see what we can do.
This is the other reason I come here. Can you fix it?
Yes, do you want to do it now?
No, I want to do it next week.
Okay, let's do it now. I'm going to open up this sleeve and see what's going on inside, if you don't mind.
So how long have you been doing this for?
Well, I've been garment technician most of my life, or all of my life. And some 5-6 years ago, because we're both riders, me and my partner, we decided, look, let's get out of fashion, let's get into motorcycling. So ever since 5-6 years, we make our living on repairing people's leathers.
And you make so many of them.
It's a consistent work, especially spring and autumn time. We're not happy with the amount of crashes, but we're happy to be able to help people so they don't have to buy leathers every time they come off. They're quite expensive, so offering this type of service actually makes everybody, happy.
So where are we up to now?
Well, now we've done a second layer of leather underneath, and I'm going to do the same here. And we're going to close it up and it's done.
So soon?
Mm-hmm.
So what was the first outfit you made before motorcycle leathers? What did you make before?
Say bridal, corsetry, sexy clothes.
Maybe you could make me some sexy leather underpants.
I can, yeah? Yeah.
I was just inquiring for a friend of mine.
Nah, come on.
His name's Greg. So now you sew it up.
I'm going to just close it up. I might put some patch on, but I need
Yeah, that'd be great. Wow, that's amazing. That is so cool. That is...
It's pretty. Beautiful.
Didn't you have something else?
No, this is it.
Well, as long as it keeps the wind out.
Hitting the road with the Trike crew was a ball. The road to Wollombi is a famous motorcycle ride on the Central Coast. And best of all, it's now all tar. When you get on and you're moving towards Cessnock, aside from the occasional roadworks, it's great seeing all of those wineries and just unfold in the valley.
It's probably not as challenging in bends, but it's a nice open stretch of road. If there's not too much traffic, you can do the speed limit, no worries, and plenty of overtaking. So it's definitely one of our favourite rides up that way.
How have you found it being on the back today?
Fabulous. It's like being in the armchair at home. Scenery, you see everything. Comfortable. I even fell asleep a few times. And the best thing is I'm in control of the rider.
I was actually going to ask you that question, but seeing you preempted it, is that an advantage for a wife?
Definitely an advantage. You just knock on the helmet and he gets the message.
Had some really challenging bits, or some tight corners, some very bumpy sections, and then some roadworks. How does the Trike handle those sort of conditions?
Oh, these ones fabulously. You don't get any shift in the dirt and stuff. It rides very smooth, very well. It doesn't get bumpy. It's just like driving a car, actually.
So where to now, Johan?
From here, we're going down Freeman's Waterhole, Currumbye, then off the past Morisset, the back way to Wai'i, and then Huey Road, what is the back of Wyong. So we try to stay away from the freeway, and riding a trike or motorcycling, you go for the scenic tour.
Sports bikes are apparently quite popular down here in Victoria. How are Ducatis doing in that mix?
We're doing very well. We've got a good product range. We've got the 1199, which is our full-on superbike, a 1200cc, 185, 190 horsepower superbike. It's a fantastic bike to ride.
Where can you ride a bike like that with such an output with the limits on our roads?
Look, it depends. There's a time and a place for everything, obviously. We find that we're very blessed with a lot of, racetracks in Victoria. We've got one of the best in the world, being Phillip Island. So, it's quite accessible. You can take your sports bike down there and do a track day, or you can easily ride it in the hills, around Victoria. They're a very, very easy bike to ride. They're user-friendly. They certainly go if you want them to, but you have the option. You can ride them on the road, or you can go down to the track and really stretch their legs. So heaps of options. We do have a smaller bike as well. We have an 899 Panigale, which is more of an everyday sports bike. So you can commute on it.
Well, it sounds like Victoria really is suited to sports bike.
Certainly is. Lovely weather. I mean, you'll see today outside, it's absolutely beautiful. 16 degrees, the sun's shining. Most of the time it's like that here in Victoria.
You'd recommend coming for a ride, eh?
Absolutely. Get down here and enjoy it. Yeah, it's fantastic.
What a great show. We'll catch you next week on Temporary Australians. You know, we really should have thought this through, Greg. I don't think it's working.
Working fine, mate. I'm just about to lap you.
Hang on, you're behind me.
No, I'm in front.
How's that even possible? You're behind me.
No, I'm definitely in front, mate. I've been at it for a while.